Metal has always been controversial, and honestly, that's part of what made it so exciting in the first place. From stage blood and fire breathing to lawsuits, arrests, and full blown government hearings, the genre has sparked outrage since day one. But some controversies were more than just headlines. They changed the way people saw the music, and sometimes even how it was made. Today, we're diving into metal's greatest controversies, from shock rock to satanic panic and all the chaos in between. Let's start with Alice Cooper. In the early 70s, Alice combined horror movie theatrics with hard rock and freaked out an entire generation of parents. Live shows featured fake executions, snakes, blood, and dolls being dismembered. Theatrics that today seem tame, but were downright horrifying back then. The media called him public enemy number one of rock. Religious groups protested his shows, but what Alice really did was open the door to performance art and metal. Without Alice Cooper, you don't get Marilyn Manson, you don't get Ghost, you might not even get Kiss. Speaking of Kiss, they weren't just controversial for their looks. In the late 70s, rumors spread that the band's name stood for Knights in Satan's Service. Completely false, but it didn't stop the moral panic. There were also bizarre claims that Gene Simmons put real blood in comic books printed with his DNA. Did Kiss ever do anything evil? No, they did not. Did they make suburban parents freak out and call talk radio to protest them playing their songs? Yes, they did. And then came Ozzy. The Prince of Darkness became a lightning rod for controversy in the 80s, especially after one night in Des Moines, Iowa. A fan threw a real bat on stage. Ozzy thought it was fake. He bit its head off. The story made headlines around the world. Ozzy was banned from cities, sued by parents, and blamed for all kinds of things, including in the late 80s and early 90s, a new wave of panic hit. Parents were suing metal bands, claiming that their music drove kids to suicide. In 1990, Judas Priest went to trial after two teens attempted suicide, allegedly after listening to Stained Class. The prosecution claimed there were hidden subliminal messages in the song, "Better by you, better than me." The court found no conclusive evidence, but the media firestorm was intense. Ozzy also faced lawsuits over Suicide Solution, though the lyrics clearly warned against alcohol abuse. These cases didn't just threaten bands, they challenged the entire idea of artistic freedom in music. Enter the PMRC, the Parents Music Resource Center, led by Tipper Gore. In 1985, they created a Filthy 15, a list of songs they claim were corrupting America's youth. Metal was front and center on this list. Twisted Sister's We're Not Gonna Take It, Wasp Animal, and Motley Crue's Bastard all made the list. But instead of backing down, Dee Snider of Twisted Sister showed up to testify before Congress. Long hair, leather vest and all, and crushed it. He spoke calmly, intelligently, and completely dismantled the PMRC's logic. The result? A parental advisory sticker was born, and metal wore it like a badge of honor. Now let's go darker. In the early 90s, Norwegian black metal went from underground music scene to international infamy. Members of bands like Mayhem and Burzum were involved in arson, murder, and desecration. The most infamous case? Varg, who murdered Mayhem guitarist Euronymous in 1993 and was convicted of burning multiple churches. This wasn't staged theatrics, this was real violence tied to ideology and ego, and it rocked the metal world to its core. The media, of course, painted all metal as dangerous, ignoring the fact that most bands just wanted to play loud music and maybe wear some corpse paint or makeup. In the late 90s, Marilyn Manson became the new scapegoat. After the tragic Columbine High School shooting in 1999, early reports incorrectly linked the shooters to Manson's music. He was vilified by the media. Never mind the fact they didn't actually listen to him, that didn't matter. Politicians, pastors, and pundits went full panic mode. Manson later said, "If someone would have reached out to those kids and listened instead of blaming me, maybe things would have been different." It was one of the last major moral panics tied directly to metal, and a sign of how powerful and misunderstood the music still was. Metal has always scared people, and that's not a bug, it's a feature. Whether it's through dark lyrics, extreme visuals, or pushing boundaries of sound and speech, metal forces people to confront uncomfortable truths. And yeah, sometimes it goes too far, but it's also the reason the genre has remained a voice for the outcasts, the rebels, and the weirdos. Shock rock, satanic panic, courtrooms, congressional hearings, all of it proves one thing. Metal isn't just music, it's a cultural force. So what do you think? Did any of these controversies go too far? Which ones did I miss? Drop your thoughts in the comments and hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more deep dives into the loudest, most misunderstood genre on earth. Thanks.